This is by far my favorite way to consume moringa. It's very fast and easy. And this box comes with several tea bags inside. They're reusable tea bags. Each box has 4 packs, and each pack comes with 3 reusable tea bags. And it's very fresh. And we just harvested, washed, dried, and packaged these as a wonderful addition to your morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine, and whichever way you like to consume moringa the most. Just know that when you purchase from Grow Moringa, it supports local USA farmers. We are growing moringa together as a team here in the USA, and I'm teaching everyone how to have a really high quality product and to be able to master the skill of harvesting, packaging, marketing, and selling your very own moringa products. And I can teach you how to do this to go from tree to final product inside the Grow Moringa Collective area, members area. And if you'd like to learn how to have a product like this of your own, so that way you can get into stores or to sell at the farmer's market, stay tuned. I've got a lot of tips today. We're going to harvest these trees really quickly before it gets too hot on this beautiful Saturday morning. And I hope everybody is doing well. And welcome back to Grow Moringa. My name is Kendrick Henry, and I'm your local USA moringa farmer that's here to show you exactly how you can begin to grow moringa for yourself or as a business. Now look at this tree. We're starting here with this first tree. It looks like she's got a huge root system. She might even have some animal action happening down in here, possibly some animals, but either way, she's got a huge root system, and she's even popping up a whole nother stem way over here. Maybe she's fallen over or leaned over quite a bit. I could probably prop her back up, but really what I'm going to do mostly is just cut this stem off. It's a sucker that's taking away from this really well structured and organized section of the tree here. So I'm starting to just take off lowers that might be already yellowing and just getting access to the lower areas of this tree first. So that way we can assess where we want to harvest and cut back. It looks like all of these main stems, oh, this one's a little bit of a sucker that's coming off of this one to the side. There's 2 of them here. So I'm going to take that one all the way off. That brings this back, just like what I did here. I took that sucker off. I'm going all the way back to the base. I'm going to keep that one. I really like that one. Now we're down to 4 main ones. And I'm going to come up about 12 to 18 inches, hit it in the middle of the 2 collars at a nice angle, give it a nice clean cut. And I'm just really going to trim this tree all the way back to help inspire it to split, to have all new green growth here in the next few weeks. And we're going to go down and do this essentially to every tree. We're going to start clearing out the base of each one of these trees. Just a little care and maintenance every time we come out and do a little harvest. We want to get some of the weeds back and also see if we can pull some of the soil back from the root system, just to kind of expose the roots a little bit more, just to make sure that the soil is not suffocating the tree. Oh, this one's going into the middle, so we're going to pull that one off first. This one's just hanging low, kind of coming down, kind of wonky. So we are going to take that all the way back to the stem. Anything that we don't want, we pull and cut back from the stem. This one's going in the middle, so we're going to cut that all the way back to the stem. These are all just kind of shooting into the middle. Now, I really like these 2. This one's kind of coming over into the side, which I kept before, but now that it's getting bigger and these 2 popped up, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off to the stem, and then I'll bring these 2 back up a few inches from that split, so that way they begin to shoot out. This is where we come in to assess our trees after they're starting to get a little bit hardier from the winter. It's just before the rainy season, and so now ultimately our goal is to get these trees back short, so that way when it does start raining and storming every day, they have the ability to protect themselves. They do get broken very easy in high winds. So the reason why I'm keeping my tree very short, my tree is very short, not only do we harvest and eat the greens regularly, make teas, but it's also going to get very windy and stormy. And especially like right now, since it's still dry, also what this does is help to protect the tree from going too far into that stress zone. They are very drought tolerant, but at the same time, this helps to relieve the tree a little bit of extra stress and helps it to conserve its energy back down into the roots. It's going to take all of its energy back down to the roots. It's going to store it. It's come back up with more information. It's going to bring thicker stems. And I wanted to show you here, same thing. There was two, but now there's one that's kind of coming out. Now this one is coming out into the aisle, so I am going to go ahead and just bring that back. I'm glad I saw that because I was thinking about keeping that one right there. But I'm trying to keep these aisles a little bit cleaner so we can walk through it. Like, see how this one goes out into the aisle? I'm going to go ahead and pull that and then also trim that back at the same time. That tree is looking really, really well. It's completely open in the center. We want to open up that center core so that way it has a nice vortex of rising heat and cooling air going down into this central rotunda area. That's what I call it. Same thing, we're just going to keep walking through. A couple of these trees here are on the edge of the farm, the front part of the farm, and it's starting to get really grown in. It's time to bring the lawnmower out here. It was in the shop, so I'm about to go pick up the lawnmower. We're also open Monday through Saturday between 10 and 2. If you'd like to come and see us, we also offer You Pick, where you can pick your own fresh greens, and I'll even come out and help you pick. And we can talk and chat. See, this one has 4 coming off of it. And there's 2 really nice ones right here that are coming off of that. And I think to relieve some of the stress of this one that already has 2, see, I kind of like that, but what I do is the stress test to see which one's the strongest and which one's going to stay. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this one off all the way back to the stem. That way now she has 2 nice ones. Let's go ahead and hit those. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Popping those tops. This is where we just come back and continue to open up and trim any of the suckers that are coming up, anything that's kind of coming in the middle, and just seeing how this one possibly fell over a little bit. So I'll push that up and see if I can put some of that soil back down, which I can. This was all built up in mulch over the last 2-3 years, so it's soft. And sometimes you just got to come back and put some pressure down in there to help stand that tree back up. Nothing too severe right now, but I just noticed that I was leaning over because they're starting to get really top heavy. So I want to go ahead and bring this tree back quite a bit as well. Now she's standing back upright. Now I get a better orientation and understanding of where to trim. Looks like she's really heavy over on this side. And there's a third one popping up over here that would help to bring it over. I'm kind of wondering if I should take this heavy one off because it is leaning so far and is tending to fall over. I'm also going to relieve some of the pressure on this side by possibly loosening up this side. Give her some room on that side. There we go. Continue to just kind of push her and stand her up over here. Get her back right. Because she's on a hill here, a little bit of a slant. Nice. And we'll take off any of the branches that are just kind of coming into the middle. This might actually help open her up even more. If I was to take this vertical one off, leave this side one, she'll start pushing out a little bit more. I think that's what I'm going to do. Boom. That opened her up really quite a bit. It's pushing a lot of the energy now back over here, which I'll probably just right now just trim these tops. So that way she pushes out more tips down here. This one also is starting to be a really, that little one that was off to the side before, I'm looking at it, it's actually starting to become a really nice look and feel to it with the fourth one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this one comes, but see, that one's really nicely coming out too. Now, maybe what it is this one over here come down, split into two, and it's got this third one, which is kind of crowding this one. So I'll take that one all the way back to the stem. That one's going into the middle. And then we'll just pop all of these. She's getting tall here, so I'll pop this one back here. And then also, that's it. Yeah, and just keep pushing that up. That'll really help just keep her upright. Let's keep going. We'll get a few of these done together today. Just a little walkabout lesson in the field. We had a really great week. Another full week of classes for the collective members. Another successful week, lots of training happening every single day inside the members area. I'm live every day right now this season at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, answering questions for members. I'm going to pull this up and take a look at what's going on in the middle here. Lots of stuff going on in the middle of this tree. I'm going to keep working low and working my way up just to kind of clear this out, see what's going on low. Get these weeds out of the way. Trying not to damage any of the root systems by pulling this stuff out. This was some of the first area that was planted. These are some of the first trees that were planted. See, this one's kind of coming out here, which I like. This one's just too close to this one. I might even trim this one back. Now that it's getting bigger, this one that's right next to it popped up, but it's has a little bit more distance between the three of them, or the two of them over here. So that just is also going to help bring this one up really nice and big. As we're moving up, this one just kind of comes over to the side like that. Don't really like that. I like them to have a little bit of a vertical angle. This is, see how crowded and busy this is in the middle? You just want to clean these knobs up. It doesn't really need to have this knob here. So I'm also going to just take this knob off. That'll clean itself up and heal, prevent anything from really coming back at that knob. And then really just grabbing these ones that are going into the middle by hand like that. That really opens her up. Boom. Another couple here, taking that knob completely off, trying not to have any splits like this. Try to keep it really clean. That might be good for now. She's got a lot of bushiness coming in. up here, but it's still fairly short. I'm wondering if I can thin any of these out a little bit more. And can definitely pop tops. This one's coming out into the aisle, which is okay, in the outside aisle. This one's kind of just come in the middle now, so you can take that one off. And this, wow, this one's really nice, really short. All of these will get super big here over the next couple weeks. So I'll just let that one go. Then we have this one here. See how she's sunken down a little bit because the mulch is really soft and breaking down still. So what I want to do is go ahead and just pull any of these weeds away. And also just expose the base. This is where a lot of bugs can tend to live and rot away the tree. So let's go ahead and continue to just pull some of this soil away. So that way she doesn't yellow out in the rains. Give her some ability to breathe. Try not to damage any roots that might be here that are just kind of going vertical, like this root right here is just kind of going vertical actually. This might be just a weed here. But this taproot, oh, that one broke off anyway, so let me just take that off. That'll help inspire it to go further down. And there we go. Now we're exposing that area, that breathable area. Helps to keep any bugs away and brings her up. She might even be able to come up a little bit. These are all still just getting formed in here. Let some of that soil go down in there. Yeah, there we go. There's some pockets down in there. Fill in those pockets that are down in there. Just kind of solidify that up. There might be some rats or some bunnies or some snakes living in there. Okay, good. Just getting her a little bit more solid. She's really top heavy right now too. So I will probably bring her back. She looks really nice though. She doesn't really need too much care right now. I might even just let that go, let her heal up, and then come back and see her in like a week when those roots have kind of settled in a little bit more. So we can even lift her up a little bit. Kind of get some soil down in there. There we go. Yeah, that helped to raise her up a little bit. And I'll just put some of this soil back down and around it. Oh, good. Now she's a lot higher. She's gonna really appreciate that because look how submerged she was. She was way down in there. That's all you got to do to just give them a little bit of care. After about a year, we might have planted her about a year ago, 2 years ago, when the soil was still a lot of mulch, and that helped to raise her back up, and she'll do great. Let's keep going. We've got a couple more trees in this row here that we want to get cut back. Like the turmerics are coming in. I started weeding this turmeric bed. It's a good time to weed right now because it is dry. So nothing can really come back right now. It's too dry. So if you weed right now, it'll stay pretty much like that almost for the whole year. That's what I've noticed. I haven't had to weed these tree beds for a whole year, so because the turmeric's going to come in all summer. And by November, December, we can harvest the turmeric. And then here it is May. It warmed up and the weeds are coming. Wow, this is a really nice tree too. She's really well formed. This is probably the driest area of the farm. I don't really want to hit these trees too much other than maybe just getting a few of the suckers that are on the trees and really help to solidify which ones we're going to keep. Like for instance, this one's really nice coming off of this one, but these two already being crowded by this one. So I might even just bring these two back like that. Now this one splits into two. This one splits into two. Let's go ahead and cut that back so that way that splits Oops, that bark ran all the way down. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. Try to get a clean cut with the bark. There we go. So it'll pop from here or from here. Hopefully it pops from right there. See that little thing there? Okay. Let's just check to see if everything's good on the camera. Beautiful. We're rocking. We're rocking together. Let's finish out these little bit of trees here together. And then we've got some visitors coming in. If you'd like to come in every Saturday, we're open 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a great day to come in, visit the farm, bring the family. Let's go ahead and pop some of these tops off. I'm not going to really worry too much about crowding on these trees because it is really dry. And it might help to just bring a little bit more bushiness if I at least pop these tops, get these flowers off, because we don't want it to put energy into making seed right now. So at least what's going to happen is by popping these tops, see how that one opened it up? This was going straight up, but then by cutting that straight up one, it comes out. So that's how we continually are able to come out and out continually. Now let me go into the middle row here because I just don't want to keep anything that's also coming into the middle of the row. So like taking this out, I want the trees to go more out this way, the other way. So take that one and then any flowers. This one actually is coming into the aisle a little bit too. So I'm gonna bring that back to here and then trim that up there. See, that really helps to keep the tree straight. This one has flowers on it, so I'm definitely going to take that. This has flowers on it. This one's going into the middle. So I'm going to take that all the way back. Boom, that's perfect. This one here has always kind of struggled to stand upright because it was a little heavy getting it in here. But now let's go ahead and push down. Get some of these compacted. I can always bring in more soil, but for the most part, this mulch is breaking down into good soil. Plus, when it rains here, a lot of this dryness will be compacted. But this was a good tree to get in here. She's starting to really come back well. Look, she's got a huge base. Just want to give her a good foundation. Prevent any crowding here. And help her solidify back upright in this new position. And trim any of the flowers especially. I'm going to bring this one all the way back to here. No flowers right now. The trees are too small. They're not fully solidified yet in this new system. I'll probably come back and bring some more soil in this area right here for this tree. This one's just coming into the aisle. This one's just coming into the middle. These two suckers are just coming down here. Really like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solids. This one's just crowding this one, and that will push out. These are just crowding. This is just crowding. Real nice. I like how this one's coming out to the side like this. I'm actually going to trim that there. There's flowers on that, and I'll trim that there. And then she'll come back. Great. Oh, look at this nice little one with nice red stems. Hey, if there's any trees that don't have red stems, probably I'll do is replace them with ones that have red stems, because these greens are a lot darker than the ones that don't have red stems, that are just green stems. For the most part, I think all of these are red stem ones. This one here might be a green stem one. See how there's no red stem on this, but the greens are a lot lighter in color than the ones with the red stem. You can see there's a red stem and a green stem, and you can just kind of see the difference in color. And this looks a lot better in a package versus this sometimes can look a little pale yellow and even brown, but this is a solid green. That's why I like to grow the ones with the red stems, and I'll probably take out anything that's not a red stem. I'm going to get some water on my little baby avocado here today. You can see I've started to put a little bit of Mexican sunflower down at the base. That way she doesn't get too stressed out. although it is really dry, and we just planted her. Oh, this one's really nice. This is a nice big one here. Looks like she's really solid. In the ground here, I can't even really move her, but I am going to pull some of this away from the base just to really help expose this area here. It also helps to push the roots further down when you do this. Because when you remove the soil that's near the surface and exposes the roots at the surface, it helps to push those roots back down and solidify the ground even more. But yeah, she's really solid in there. She's been cut back. She froze back in the frost and then came back a couple times. And she has a really solid base. Really happy to see this one doing well. Now I can really begin to open her up. This one's kind of wonky coming off to the side here. We can take that. And then even like this one's just coming into the middle. Oh, wow. This one actually is straight up going to the middle. Then there's one that comes off to the side like this, which would open it up quite a bit. And also same with this one. This would open it up quite a bit. This is where you take the opportunity to bring these ones that are coming straight up. So let's take a look at this tree, right? She's got a couple of vertical pieces, but because of the trimming, she's got these lower side ones that are coming up. And this action right here is now going to really open her up and make her super wide. Then get that trim back and that trim back. Beautiful. Now she's super low, super wide. Even more, going out wide. That's what I really want. And even coming out into the aisle this way a little bit too, just because I want to keep this aisle kind of straight and clear so we can walk through it. That did it. That did it right there. I see a couple here. Possibly could do the same thing on this side, but I don't need to be as extreme on this side. I'm actually going to bring this back here. I'll take this off because this is just kind of crowding that one. And then also just bring this one back here too. And that just helps to start resplit it. This one would be nice. So I took that little sucker off that was coming off of that and then just popped that top right there. Now these over here are really cool. This one down here is kind of wonky, coming down really low. So I'm just going to take that off down below. Boom. And then pop these tops, and that'll help inspire some energy and maybe some more pops happen down here to where we can start to have a little bit more structure down there. This one is really coming out into the aisle like this. I do really kind of like that. If I take a look at it. But I really like these two and would like these two to split. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that off right there. Boom. Now we've got a nice, short, stocky tree that's going to resprout all new fresh greens really well. This one, same thing. Let's see how solid she is. Oh, real solid in there. Lots of crowding in the middle. So let's just go ahead and start pulling from the base down low, anything that's in the middle. That really just helps to open her up first. Right? By hand. This one has really nice red stems. Oh, here's a vertical one with one that's popping up to the side. This one is also popping out to the side. I think I'm going to pull this one off here. Open that up. Pop that top, we'll open that up. Pop that top, it'll split there. Take any of the yellows that are coming off and just feed her. Just put her right back down and feed her. I really like this one that's coming off to the side. It has a sucker, so I'm going to pull that off. And this one's just kind of coming into the aisle, so I'm going to just pull that off. Now, she's got a nice, shorter, bushier crown. And I can pop these tops here. Thanks, Miss Moringa. These ones will make really great green dark green tea leaves. We're really stocking up our tea. I'm getting ready for fall already in my stock. I'm trying to get enough stock together to where I can start selling over the holiday, because I tend to run out over the summer. I give so many sales usually over the summer these last couple years that by the time October, November comes, I usually run out. But what I'm trying to do is keep prices to where we have a little bit of stock, and we're stocking up right now. And then once we do have a little bit of a stock of one thing, whether it's teas or powder or oils or supplements, then I can throw a sale and sell out that same day, because we have enough of enough people that are watching us and see our posts online through all the platforms, that when we make a post and we throw a sale, we usually end up getting a couple $100 worth of sales in that day. And that's power. Good. So we pulled that back, pretty much pulled everything back. I'll come back and take a look at some of these other ones. It's starting to get hot, so I'll get these greens on the racks, washed up and on the racks before it gets too hot. And I got a couple other projects that I'm working on today too. Really just wanted to show you some of these trimming techniques. I really like this one that's coming up. It's a little bit, it's not like down low. Like we just pulled these two off down low. This one's really nice and straight. This one's just kind of coming too far in the middle. Boom, so I'm gonna keep that, pop that top. That's gonna be a nice solid one that comes in. This one's just kind of coming in the middle. Take that, grab that about 12 to 18 inches from, split. This is just kind of coming into the middle. And it's got 3. So what do we wanna do? Right now, since there's really nothing below it right now, let's just keep all 3 and we'll come back and we'll decide what we wanna take maybe later. Actually, I'm gonna take this one because that one's going into the other one. And then just pop all these tops like that. And she's gonna be good now. I'm taking this one because this one's crowding that other one, and then boom. A lot of this, what we're doing is just opening it up, preventing it from crowding, because when the rains start, that crowding is gonna cause a lot of yellowing. But when the rains start, I really wanna just have nice green greens coming real strong. Real strong greens. That's what we're prepping for right now, is rainy season. And she's coming. We just hit June 1st. Happy, Gemini season. My daddy's birthday is tomorrow. And we want to celebrate all of our Geminis. Beautiful, artistic people. That's how I got a lot of my artistry from my daddy. And also a lot of my love for nature. His dad was also a farmer. He's also a farmer. He farms grass. My dad, he's a golf pro, and he spends a lot of time on the golf course taking a look at the grass and how to make the grass better. So it's like whatever plant it is and whatever system it is, it seems like our family just loves to be out of nature. Most of our family members were farmers back in the day. That's beautiful. And so we'll do a quick little walkabout, pretty much finish this row up with a nice little harvest. You can see I opened this aisle up. It used to be just trees all the way through, but now I can create like a little walking path. I cleaned this one up. This was a big one. This chunk right here was actually on the side of this tree like this. It was huge base that I put in the ground. So I took half the chunk off, and now she's got a nice base. I'm gonna put some soil in here to help her come back really nicely. And we did this row last time. We did this row the time before that. I can already start to see the rains, the lack of rain is affecting the trees. That's why it's good to get these greens back now before they end up yellowing out and they're even more stressed. So it's already about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I don't want to really harvest after 10. It's going to start getting really hot, and so I'll just come back tomorrow morning and I'll get more. Every morning is just kind of like a regular walkabout. Now that season is here, I'll probably lead some of the drip lines through here. Our 10,000 moringa seeds in this row are sprouting really well. They're starting to get real dry. They're getting big. They're yellowing out because they're growing up fast. A couple of bare spots here that I need to feed, but for the most part, these trees are all doing really well. Lovely to see. And you can see that we are working the fields, and we have even more trees that I planted. I'll show you in another video that I just planted out this row last night. This row is the 5th row that's come in. I just planted this row last night. It took me about 2 hours to get all the soil in these holes, lots of soil. And these trees came from another location. Actually, they came from here, and then they took them, and then they had to pull them out of the ground because the landlord said that they couldn't have trees in the ground there. And so we brought them back. After 2-3 years, they're back home. Now, I didn't go ahead and just cut any of this off yet. I just want to go ahead and see what happens. Should probably just really start bushing out the base here, and then I can cut these back after that energy and the sap and the glucose and the sugars. Now that they're standing upright, we'll go back down into the root, start a new root, and it'll come back more bushy at the base. So we'll find out where the new structure is going to go, because essentially all of these may end up dying back, especially like this. See how crowded this is? They didn't really like trim and keep the centers open or clean this out at all. And so we'll do that. All right. Appreciate everybody for coming to join us and watching and sticking with us. Much love, appreciation, and growth, prosperity to you and your family. I would love to see you come in and say hi. Peace and love.